With so much talk about the 14-year-old in jail in Bali, it is shocking to discover there are numerous Indonesian boys claiming to be underage locked up in our adult prisons. We talked to Gerry Georgatos from the Human Rights Alliance about these underage boys. He claims there are as many as 100 age disputes currently ongoing in Australia.
I at one stage had the Indonesian consulate from Perth go into Hakea prison, and the Indonesian vice consul has confirmed to me that there were 16 age disputes in that one prison. In May of this year, the AFP, the Australian Federal Police, affirmed to various sources that there are 70 age disputes. Since then, 33 have had charges withdrawn and have gone home, 7 through the courts and the rest behind the scenes after heavy campaigning. However, from those there are still 32 confirmed age disputes by the Australian Federal Police. That's 32 too many who have languished in there for a year or 2 years.
Did you know there are many underage Indonesian boys in Australian prisons being charged with people smuggling?
No.
No, I didn't. No.
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't know about it, no.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not interested in foreign people.
The youth that's actually assisting in the safe passage of asylum seekers as cooks and deckhands or even as skippers on these boats do come from the most impoverished villages in Indonesia, do come from the most impoverished towns, utter poverty, abject poverty. These children come from villages and towns where they don't, partake in the news media. They don't have a television. They don't spend their time reading newspapers and know of what goes on in Australia. They hop on a boat to make $10, $50 or $100 for their families, thinking that they've committed no crime and not understanding the full consequences of their action. Sadly, some of the children that I've spoken to, one in particular has said to me, Gerry, surprisingly, prisons are better than the immigration detention centre facilities that we've been confined within. The personnel are a lot more understanding. The difference is that we've done no crime and shouldn't be here. We don't want to be here. There are more courses and things to do in prison than there actually are in immigration detention. But for them, the big difference is that they're with hardened criminality, and that scares them. That scares the living daylights out of them, and they're confining themselves a lot to cells and head down, something that they shouldn't have to be, brought before 14, 15, 16, 17 years of age, as I said to the Prime Minister. If this was happening to Australian-born and bred children overseas, it would be an international incident and it would be outraged by our government, as is the case on behalf and in part hypocritically for the boy in Bali at the moment, who at least is in an appropriate jurisdiction and recognised as a child.
I have just now spoken with our ambassador in Jakarta, Ambassador Moriarty. I've indicated to him that his number one priority in the immediate period ahead is how we support this young boy and his family and do everything we can to obtain his early return to Australia.
It is utter hypocrisy and political opportunism by both Rudd and Gillard, because they have a capacity to have intervened on behalf of these children here and did not. And if we want to understand that a little bit further, then we can actually argue it as discrimination and racism, because that's what it actually is. We wouldn't have stood for this if it was our children overseas, born and bred, in the same predicament. I believe that there is up to 100 age disputes. I believe what we need is a national inquiry to make sure that we have spoken to every Indonesian incarcerated, and there are hundreds in there. And it doesn't matter what the numbers are, whether they be 50 or 100 or 150, we need to remove that doubt. And we can only remove that imputation, that aspersion, that doubt, if we get a review.
It appears